But if you drove yourself to the mall and that's your car keys, you know, let me get my assistant here and I'll show you. Basically, when you're carrying your car keys, you should carry them like this or like this, like you're doing it with a fist, or like this. Hold a nice strong grip on it, and when he grabs at you, you can stick it into the back of his hand and make him let go. If he grabs your hand, if you stick this key in the back of his hand, he is going to let go. It puts a hole in his hand. But just as importantly, if he sees you're going to do something about it, he's going to do it. If he comes at you and you take this key and rip his face, you're not only going to leave an identifying mark, but you're going to scare him. This will tear a chunk right out of his face. Now, if you want to get a little more reactionary and a little more violent, if you take this key and put your finger on the end of it, and take your finger and stick it in his eye, that key will go in his eye, and he'll definitely stop his attack then. You can take the key and stick it in his ear. Bam. You can take the key and stick it in his nose and rip his nose out. You can take it and stick it in his mouth and pull his mouth apart. You can take it and stick it in his throat and push him away from him. So if he's grabbed me on my throat, if I take this key and stick it in his throat, he is going to let go of me. But this is just like a knife.
Is it really that simple?
It really is that simple. It really, I mean, it's very simple. It's real simple. If I take this and stick it here.
Hold it right there for a second.
If I take this key and stick it in the back of his hand, he has one choice: either open his hand, or it's going to break all his bones in his hand.
Okay, one more time.
Don't push so hard. Open it like
that. Not that far, yeah.
Oh, it's going to break all the bones in your hand. If you don't believe it, while you watch this at home, take your key and stick it in the back of your hand and push down hard. It'll either break your bones or you're going to open your hand. Now you can also take the key when he grabs you and take it against his thumb and bend it off his thumb and break his thumb with the key. But remember, because this is just like a little sharp knife, and I take it, so again, going back to the throat and stuff. Yes, sir.
You have the key. Let's say he has a knife.
If he has the knife, he has the key. You want to throw the keys at him and say, "What do you want?" and start going back to the store. But if